Good job today, man. One at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
Well, I just got a software update just now, so I'm not even sure if you can see me, Afrim. Can you see me?
Light clear. I can see you. A little fuzzy in some places, but I guess that's just your internet.
Yeah, dude, literally everything was set perfectly until about 10 minutes ago, and I started getting updates and all this stuff, and I'm like, it must be the electricity coming from you, coming off onto the screen that's making everything melt right now.
It would have been short-circuited by now.
So
hello, everybody.
So I apologize in advance. It looks like I'm going to have some internet connection issues tonight. So what's up, everybody? After my friend, how are you? How is your early summer going right now?
So far, so good. You know, the weather has been a little warmer, but not too bad. Cooler, some little bit humid sometimes, but then it just clears up. Hope it stays like this.
Yeah, I agree. Now, are you excited about the Rangers, man? I'm a little disappointed for the Knicks.
Very
Knicks broke
sad,
my heart,
yeah.
but the Rangers you're excited about, right?
Very, yeah. Listen, and Knicks, when you lose that many guys, what are you going to do? It's just tough, you know. Guys leaving in the day, you know, barely can walk around. But you got to give it to them. They still came back on the court and did what they could. So
now, is this your YouTube channel co-hosting debut? Is this your, or you've already, with the Afterburners, you've already done this?
I've been on the Afterburners, and I'm not a co-host. I was just a guest. I've never been co-host. This is my first co-host.
So did you get nervous at any point that you were like, holy shit, I'm going to have the Muppets attack me. I got to answer questions. Are you nervous?
The answer to questions is the one that's going to, I don't care about the Muppets or anything like that.
And the best thing is, Afrim tried to be cool about it. He's like, yeah, you know what? Like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, I'll tell you what we're talking about as we talk about it. We don't get no early preview of topics here. We got to wing this stuff.
Yeah.
So, Afrim, are you going to any games this year?
Don't know yet.
Come on, man.
I don't commit.
This is
Hello, everybody. Hello, Elmo.
Oh, well, you made your first mistake. You said, I don't care about the Muppets.
No, I don't care about the attacks.
All right, Afrim. So we made it through free agency. We made it through the draft. Tell me how you felt at the end of the season as opposed to how you feel now. Do you feel invigorated? Do you feel rejuvenated? Or are you still somewhat skeptical?
I am taking it one step at a time. I'm going to see. I mean, they've made some good moves. I'm somewhat optimistic. But until I see them, on the field, much better offensive line than last year. Hopefully they stay healthy and play with each other. And hopefully Rodgers is at 100%. Evidently, he seems to be throwing the ball back to normal.
Yep.
We'll see.
Okay, let's start with this. So we feel better about Rodgers coming back.
Right.
Tyrod Taylor, an excellent backup quarterback. That's a significant upgrade over anything they had over the last decade.
Yes.
Right? Significant upgrade. So that's if Rodgers gets banged up for a couple of games, you feel comfortable with Tyrod.
Yeah.
My questions start throughout the offense after that. And I just did a video about this. Everybody wants to watch it. Great. But the running back group is, we all love Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a superstar in the making, Pro Bowl, could be all pro. After him is a tremendous amount of inexperience. Right. You got two rookies. You got Izzy, who was very shaky last year. Nick Baldwin's a fullback. What do you think? What do you need to see, or what do the Jets need to see in OTAs and mandatory minicamp to be like, you know what? We don't need a veteran running back, because I still worry about blitz pickup, all that stuff with Rodgers back there.
Well, we got to see this Braylon Allen. He's a tall kid, and he's got weight on him. He seems to be a mauler. He just runs through walls.
Right.
I'm hoping that he see how he goes against our defensive line, and see if it's hard to take down. We need that type of guy to get that 1 yard that takes us an infinity to get.
Yep.
And is he going to be a, what do they call him, Derrick Henry Jr. or anything like that, King Jr. He's got size.
Well, having size is great. Well, Davis has size too. They're like the bulldozer kind of guy,
right.
Short yardage, goal line, all that. Can wear defense down at the end. My concern is just inexperience, man. Like if Brees gets banged up spelling him, like ball security is paramount, blitz pickup is paramount, all this stuff where it's like, I think you have a lot of competition now and see how it plays out. And in training camp, you decide, hey, you know what? Maybe we still need somebody here. But
well, you got $6.5 million left.
Yep. That's why you're that guy. You know that.
So, but now we see who gets cut and who's gonna, who wants to come here at a discounted price.
Yep. No,
I don't think they're gonna shell out what's his name money that they did last year, 7 million. I think.
Dalvin Cook. Yeah, no.
Cook money. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you can see the thing is they didn't have to do that this year. Like we'll go into receivers, other players later, but the running back market was cheap towards the end. Like the guys you got, Ezekiel Elliott was cheap. All these guys where the Jets are kind of banking on their young guys. Are kind of like, all right, we think we know what we have here. Let's take that chance. I don't like taking chances in a win now year where it's like my goal is AFC East or bust. Like I want 11 wins, 12 wins. That's where I'm at. So let's not penny pinch and make, frugal decisions with certain positions. So while I agree it's a lot of competition, there's also a lot of inexperience, man. So,
well, veteran running back helps. Would help, in my opinion, them. So but you need a guy to come in knowing that he's coming in to help this young group.
Yep. Yeah, and also, that's the whole thing. Like Ezekiel Elliott to me was a good fit because he has experience. He's a wily veteran, physical, still can do those little things. So we'll see. It's just a little bit shaky there for me. Where I'm not shaky now, but like during training camp, you want to see, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will communicate that too. Like, listen, man, these young kids may be explosive and physical. They can't pick up the blitz. I'm getting my ass beat. We got to figure this out, and that also falls on Hackett too, and the running back coach. So it's like, you got to move parts here.
Yeah, no, you got to rely on them to scheme up these guys to block. But you're hoping that Rodgers gets the ball out quick enough.
Your boy Javid saying hello.
Javid, how are you?
So you go from the running back group where you have, a lot of inexperience behind Breece Hall. The wide receiver group to me is the most interesting one because Garrett Wilson could be an absolute superstar with Aaron Rodgers. We were all talking Pro Bowl last year for him, 100 catches, 1,000 yards, all these touchdowns. Mike Williams, everybody loves the signing. You know what he is? He's not healthy right now. Training camp, he's not going to be ready for the start of training camp. When is that date? And my concern as the cynical, crazy Jet fan is one little setback for Mike Williams. You're looking at, all right, he'll be ready beginning of the season. You say that, all right, who's behind him? Allen Lazard. So if you're looking at Allen Lazard, are you thinking, you know what? Aaron Rodgers comes back. That's his guy. You have everybody that's been shitting on him for last year, fans, media. Do you think Lazard comes back inspired, playing very good football with his buddy back at quarterback?
Well, we'll see in camp. That's the only time. Right now, based on what he did in the season, he hasn't shown much. Did he take off? Did he decide to take off because he saw the writing on the wall, nothing was going to happen this year? I want to see how he reacts now at Rodgers back. I want to see if Rodgers takes a hold of him and say, hey, you can't be playing like you did last year either.
But see, doesn't that, and I like your comment is, did he take off? Did he like kind of quit in the team? To me, that's that's grounds to be out of here. Like when the going gets tough, you don't go play soccer and you don't mail it in. You become inactive every week. You rise to the occasion, especially with all these young receivers here and a quarterback that desperately needed help. The way Lazard handled it, like I don't care if he's nice to the media, he was inactive for what, $11 million a year, whatever the hell he's making. So he's got to redeem himself somehow because his contract's untradeable. You can't do nothing. You can't even give him away at this point.
Not for that kind of money.
Right. So then you have Lazard is a great unknown. I guess the Jets are having faith in Aaron Rodgers. But after that, what do you have? Like Malachi Corley is a guy that is a rookie. That's what he is. We know, Yak King, this, that, can do all these great things. usually it takes time for a rookie wide receiver to get assimilated into the NFL, right? There's a learning curve, there's growing pains, all that stuff. So if you assume that, like my expectations for him aren't 75 catches, you say what, 35 catches for Corley, 40 catches, right? What would you expect from him?
Yeah, no, yeah. Unless he's some miraculously he just picks it up, but he's not going to get that many. You can't rely on a rookie in a year that you want to win.
So you're playing my game right now. See, now if you're not going to rely on the rookie, Xavier Gibson had 21 catches and Jason Brownlee had 5 catches. So you look at this wide receiver room where the running back room, a lot of inexperience. Look at this wide receiver room at the back end of it and what you're working on. Like, they've really got to count on Gibson and Brownlee completely elevating their game, Lazard coming out of the darkness that he was in, or you have to go somewhere else and get somebody, which is what I wish the Jets did.
Maybe they rely on Conklin. They rely on the tight ends.
Yeah, but, I mean, they can. But are you comfortable with the wide receiver room with the Jets?
No, not right now. Unless I know Williams will be ready. But even then, who knows before how he, if it's like Hall, he came in week 1, he did well, but it took him a while to get to full speed.
Yep.
Do you take that chance with a guy who's somewhat older and put him in there right away? You might put him right away, not throw the ball at him, but you use him as bait to open up the secondary, and hope Lazard picks it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And who's out there right now?
Well, that's the thing. And thank you, Coach. Coach, I appreciate you always commenting on my videos. You always have nice banter with me and Ian, and it always attacks me with Ian. But the thing is, after you look at all the guys that were out there that were signed, and they weren't signed with big money. You look at Chark didn't get big money. Beckham didn't get big money. Tyler Boyd didn't get big money. Now, I understand where Corley plays, but a lot of these veteran receivers didn't get a lot of money. Yeah. So it's like the Jets, like they did with the running back, kind of did the same approach with the wide receiver. They spent big on Mike Williams, but those other things, unless they're like, you know what, we can't, with the Allen Lazard contract, we really can't afford to spend more money at this position.
No, I mean, you got 6.5. You're going to use that for injuries, just in case you got to pick up somebody late in the season.
Yep.
Hopefully we don't have any injuries, but you never know. You have to have that safeguard.
Yeah, and this Justin Jefferson thing is not happening. No. The Vikings owner lives in New Jersey. The other thing is, for everybody that wants Justin Jefferson, you also got to pay Sauce Gardner. You got to pay Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. You're going to, at some point, you got to keep your own guys. And he's not, it's just, for so many reasons, it just won't work out. It's just like a.
Why would he come here for maybe possibly 2 years at best?
Yep. It makes no sense, dude.
Is he going to try? Does he want to play for the guy after Rodgers?
Yep.
Because he wants a long-term contract.
Yep. Yeah, and you want two things. You want a long-term contract, you want your stats, and you want to win. Right. You can't guarantee that with the Jets. You really can't. The Corey Davis one is interesting, but according to every report that I read, he wants to go back to he wants to play in Nashville. He wants to play in Tennessee, where he's from. I'd love if he came back. That'd be awesome. That'd be the home run right there, because he already knows the offense somewhat. He had a rapport with Aaron Rodgers, right?
If he goes to Titans, do we still have his rights?
The Jets relinquished him, didn't they? They
I'm
said
not sure. Is he? Okay.
I thought he was.
Yeah, because that'd be interesting to find out if we get any compensation for him.
I need to get off Lazard's back. He's getting ready for the World Cup in 2 years. Yeah, see, we see it every day in practice. The Michael Thomas, I don't think it's gonna happen, man. That's not happening.
If you talk about injury prone.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Renfrow, like the guys that I wanted just recently signed a little bit. And I get this. It's how do I say this nicely? Everybody reads the same report. So it's like, oh, well, Jason Brownlee, like the Jets love him. The Jets love that. At some point, you got to produce. You got to see it on the field. So the argument to that is, well, he didn't play with Aaron Rodgers. So he didn't, Aaron Rodgers is everybody's answer for everything right now. Like once Aaron Rodgers plays, everybody's going to be massively better, which would be awesome. But then you hope that's true. Like with these young receivers can take that another step, because this is year 2 of Brownlee, right? And Gibson.
Yeah. And you'll see who gets the more reps. If you see one receiver getting more reps, then you know that they're going to key on him and make him a starter. But right now, I think, they got Fasciano in the first round. My understanding is if Odunze was there,
That's who they wanted.
they would have gotten him, and then that would have been your number 2 guy.
Well,
right?
that was the
Number 3.
Yeah, well, you have him, and then him and Garrett Wilson can blossom for the next X amount of years
Right.
together. So to me, it's like running back. You like the room, but you have some concerns with just inexperience. Wide receiver, I have concerns after Williams, like Lazard, Brownlee, Gibson. I wish they added somebody else there. They didn't. Now, the other interesting part of the offense is a tight end group because I think Conklin is poised for a monster year. I loved him. I think you've seen him do good things with horrific quarterback play, but we all hated Uzama because Uzama got paid way too much and produced too little. But after them, dude, Ruckert's got 17 catches and Yeboah's got 4 catches and Kuntz has no catches. So again, you're looking at inexperience behind your big bell cow tight end. This is really a put up or shut up year for Ruckert, man. He's got to step it up.
Yes, I mean, to get 650 yards as a tight end with the quarterback that was behind center is very impressive.
Yep.
To be honest, very impressive. And with Rodgers, you're right. I see him going at least about around 800 yards,
Yep.
maybe
100%.
more. Depends on his confidence with the wide receivers.
Yep.
It could be just Conklin and Wilson.
Yep. And Brees Hall at the backfield.
And Brees Hall out of the backfield.
Yep.
Like they said, if you don't produce, he ain't throwing the ball at you.
And that's what you keep looking at. It's like you're a Tyler Conklin getting banged up, injury away from like Ruckert's got to step up big time. No. Where now in OTAs and mini, these guys have all got to show they had the ability to take it to another level. Because if not, Joe Douglas is gonna have his hands full in training camp. Like, maybe we still have to tinker with this roster a little bit here.
Yeah, and hope there's somebody out there.
Yep.
The well is drying up.
100%.
Well is drying up, and it's going to dry fast.
Yeah, and you worry about, not worry about. You say, well, there's June cuts and cuts before camp. There's always surprises, but like you like the overall talent on the Jets roster, which we'll talk about later. But on the offense, there's some little things you're like, I'm getting a little bit nervous here. Garrett Wilson gets banged up, Conklin gets banged up, Brees Hall gets banged up. That next man up is not necessarily ideal right now.
The talent drops quite
100%, and the talent drops to uncertainty. We don't know what it is, right? That's the X factor. All this, and then you go to the final piece of the puzzle, which is the offensive line. Which I'll start off by saying I don't have a lot of faith in Hackett. I don't have a lot of faith in Keith Carter as coaches. But now you have an upgrade in talent on the offensive line, which should help. But you also have the concern of what are they like in terms of health? AVT coming back off injury, Morgan Moses coming back off the pec injury surgery. Tyron Smith has been banged up, every year it seems like. Tippmann was banged up a little bit last year. So it's like you like the talent base, but you want to see them all 5 play together all throughout training camp, and stay healthy at the same time.
Looking at Morgan Moses, really, last year was the only time where he missed 3 consecutive games, if at all.
Yep.
Previous years, he just played. He just played. Started and Smith played 13 games.
Yep.
Now we'll see how he is now. Listen, Becton played 16 games. Didn't play well, but he did play 16 games.
Yep.
No,
I agree.
So let's see, and let's see this guard from Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it's
we
interesting.
expect Tippmann to be much better.
Yep.
Hopefully AVT is back 100%.
Yep.
Listen, if they don't have to keep holding a block for like 150 years because the quarterback isn't getting rid of the ball, I think they'll survive some, without being injured. If you're going to hold on to the ball and try to, you'll get hurt.
Well, that's where you got to hope that Aaron Rodgers does the audibles, gets rid of the ball quickly. I think the talent base is better. I mean, you just got to, I assume that Tyron Smith's going to miss 3 or 4 games. I'm just assuming that right off the bat. Right. Then you have, Fashanu there. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, at least you have a kid that you feel comfortable with. If I'm the Jets, I don't fuck around with him and put him at left side, right side.
No.
Like, you're playing left side, master your craft. We learned from AVT what moving around screws with him. Like, let him play there. Just like ABT is going to stay at guard, let him stay at left tackle. Then the right tackle, you could have, Max Mitchell or Carter Warren, whoever else play over there and figure it out. But I don't want to see them screw to Olu, dude. I really don't.
Yeah. Let's stick to the one position.
100%.
You were forced the previous years because guys were dropping like flies.
Yep.
And you forced guys to take positions they weren't doing in college.
Yep.
If the offense can establish movement, and defenses are not going to put 8 in the box. It's going to be a whole different look now coming on because they can't take a chance trying to get at Rodgers if he's going to get rid of the ball quickly. So that eases up the offensive line a bit. So, we hope all these things happen, but we are the Jets. So hopefully.
And now, and this is one move I completely agree with is bring Connor McGovern back. And I agree because he's a backup center, a backup guard, knows the offense. Rodgers seems to like him. So it's like, and he's gonna come cheap as well. He's not gonna break the bank. So in terms of overall depth, it's a solid move, right? I would have no problem at all with that.
Why he hasn't been signed up to now, I don't know.
I'm surprised by that, to be honest. I'm wondering if he's waiting for training camp to start, see if any injuries happen across the NFL and says, you know what? The Jets are offering me $2 million. I may be able to get $4 million somewhere else for the injury. Somebody gets injured. You're like maybe playing that game.
This is his last. Yeah, that makes sense. This is his last hurrah, basically, more or less.
Yep.
That chance to. He's doing like other veterans are doing, right?
Yep.
They wait and hope and they find a position, but the longer they wait, the less money they'll get more money, but they'll be prorated. You go mid-season, all of a sudden you're only getting paid for 10 games versus 17 games, right?
Yep.
So the money could balance out. If you're going to be a backup and you're making money, you're not getting hurt. You're a solid backup. Also, that could be it. Maybe he feels he's still a starter.
That could be too. He wants playing time.
Yeah. So
this is what's up in Canada. How you doing in Canada? We appreciate you tuning in, man. Mm-hmm. Feels like a minute been doing a stream, man. I've been streaming this is like interesting, kind of.
You're global.
Global.
Hello, son.
Wait, is this true? We can always get Dwayne Brock, and he got arrested like 7 hours ago. Is that true? What in the hell?
He's a perfect fit.
All right, we got a comment. Don't want to be negative. Come on, man. But my biggest concern is the coaching staff. I have zero faith in them and still remember the bad losses from last year. I will say this. Right now we're talking about the offensive side of the ball. That is my biggest concern is Hackett's play calling and Keith Carter with the offensive line. I'm hoping that the having veterans like Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith helps out a lot where they can clean up communication. They can figure things out. Having Aaron Rodgers, behind center, he can probably pick up things. That's going to clip a lot of things. I think they could probably overcome a lot, right? Is that what you're kind of hoping with? Or do you think that Hackett with Rodgers is just a better coach overall?
Yeah, no. I mean, I kind of think that the offensive line coach there, Carter, I think he got the message because there's been a lot of talk about him.
He's been fired.
I know, but he wasn't. So we have to deal with what we have. let's be honest. Everybody, there should have been a lot of firing, but they're not. So we got to deal with what we have. Let's see how he coaches them up.
But you think
you have a lot of veterans, which is good.
But you think they go? This is my idea. I'm gonna pass this one by. This is my idea. Afrim, my mad scientist approach to the Jets season. Aaron Rodgers coming off a major injury. Mike Williams coming off a major injury. Breece Hall raring to go. Revamped offensive line. You come out with a ground to pound approach the first 3-4 weeks of the season and just run the shit out of the ball. Keep everything simple while everybody gets in sync, right? Because you don't want to have Aaron Rodgers throwing for 300 yards or trying to every week. Get everybody comfortable and establish everybody early. And then as the season plays out, you can open up your passing offense. To me, it's like, especially you got all these young running backs, I'd run the shit out of the ball.
I agree with you. You get the more experience for the kid, Allen, big back like that. You keep moving the ball, you're going to wear that defensive line down. Yep. And you control the clock, which I always said, you control the clock. Take the ball out of the opposing team's offense, and you score. The less they have it, the more you have it, the better you are. Yep. We don't need to score 50 points a game. Nope. We need to win. And if winning means keeping the ball out of the other team's hand and winning by 10 points, if that, even winning by 1 point, a win is a win. No one's gonna go by how many points you beat the other day. Yeah, they don't.
And this is a good point comment here from Ryder and Talon where it says, Let's hope Carter doesn't run our veteran lineman into the ground during training camp. And that's even more paramount when you look at Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses, who are, a little bit older. You got to take care of them, man. And that's something that apparently the Jets are working with the Cowboys, talking about how they handle them. But that's something you can't wear them out in training camp, dude, especially these older guys.
I don't think they're going to take that chance. I don't think they're that stupid to maybe with the rookies they'll be, but the veterans will tell them in the face, no, that ain't happening. So
I think, and I'm hoping that Aaron Rodgers has a leadership take here too. We're like, listen, man, this is what we're doing here is irresponsible. We can't, wearing a guy out in August doesn't mean shit. We want these guys healthy in December to play football. Yeah. So, but that's a concern. Again,
we got to keep in mind, he knows he's got maybe 1-2 years left, or he feels he has 1-2 years left. He's not going to sit behind there and sit and say, all right, this is what the coach says. He's going to have his input in there.
Yep.
He's going to make it clear. And they know everything is based on him being healthy and behind that center. You don't win. You can have the best team. If you lose your quarterback, you see what happens on any team.
Yep. All
right. You can have the best. If you don't have a good backup, the season's gone.
I agree.
All right. So I think he'll have more input. And I think he saw what happened last season. You could see it on the sideline when he was there.
Yeah. What he was saying is, why the fuck did I come here?
when he's shaking his head, and he's got his hands like this and he goes.
He's like, why did I come here? It's raining. It's cold.
And I'm sure he's spoken to Hackett about it. I would have to assume. They're that close. They said, look, we got to do this. We got to focus on this. Maybe, and it may help Hackett be a better coordinator.
What's up, Johnny? Congratulations on your movie too, man. I see all the trailers you're putting out there, man. Congratulations on that.
Yes.
And my friend Vincent.
Vincent,
how has it been? Been a while. I've watched the stream. Had amazing vacation in San Juan, Puerto Rico. V-Man is funny. Now, I was on Jake's show during the draft and stuff, and Jake Asman's show. The funny thing is, Vincent fell asleep twice. Where Jake goes to callers, and he's got like a collage, like a video collage of it, dude. It is absolutely hysterical. Like it's Vincent's a trip, man.
Yes, I saw those. Yeah, it's on his pillow. Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Yes, he's consistent. All right, let's see. Why is everybody prefacing things but not to be negative? Not to be negative.
Anyone can get hurt. Come on. Anyone can get hurt. Let's be honest.
Well, let's see. But not to be negative, if Rodgers gets hurt again, you think we can run with Tyrod? I think they could still win, make playoffs with Tyrod. 1,000% yes. I think they can.
Bottom line, if we had Tyrod last season,
make the playoffs.
We made more than 7 wins?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of faith in Tyrod, man. And the Tyrod plus the talent on the field around him, I think they'll be fine.
We kept screaming, can we get simple quarterback play last year? And we would have been happy, and we would have done a lot better. Our 100%. Defense was that much better. So now we had 7 wins last year with the quarterback we had. Yep.
I agree. Let's be honest, there's no excuses this year. No excuses for this team. There's too much talent. They have cap space. There's depth. Coach them up, maximize it, find ways to win football games. You have Pro Bowlers on both sides of the ball and an all-time great quarterback. Save me these excuses this year. I don't want to hear shit. Yeah. 11 wins and make a legitimate run to the AFC East, or it's a failure. Simple as that.
You think it's only 4 more wins?
I think 11 wins. Yeah, I think so.
He makes the difference of only 4 more wins.
And the reason why I think it's just a slow start to the season, I think we did a schedule breakdown. If you can be like 8-3 or 7-4 by the bye, you'll be all right. But that's the start of the season kind of gets me worried with everybody getting back and figuring out how to run the offense and everything else.
We wait and see. Remember that one? What was it? The year before when guys were other teams, their injuries were left and right, and we were winning games we shouldn't have. Yep. So
you never know. So you go from the offensive side of the ball, which we covered, where there's some, definitely some concerns with just like inexperienced young players, and you maybe could use some more depth. The defensive side of the ball is interesting because they've lost some players, they've added some players. Right. We can agree to agree, whatever like that. But the defensive line, I think there's gonna be a lot of competition, man, because you have, the big guys. I think run defense is a concern. But you could have guys like maybe Tanzel Smart trying to find a spot, the undrafted free agent Taylor. You know,
Eric Watts is another
Yep.
one. Yeah.
So, but then also it's like you have Reddick, you have, Kinlaw's got a lot of pressure to perform well. Do you think if there's a surprise cut on this team, it comes to the defensive line?
Clemens has got to pick it up.
Oh, 100%.
I think the worst thing he did was to muscle up like he did. He was fine before that.
Yep.
He looked like he got slow to me from it.
I agree.
And there was no reason for it. He was strong to begin with. I don't know how much and all that working out didn't do him any good. I didn't see any improvement. Actually, I saw a decline in his play.
Yep.
So he needs to pick it up.
Afrim, not to be negative, but when I see Aaron Rodgers coming out of the tunnel in San Francisco, do I start slamming my first beer or wait until the first snap is over? Oscar, I'd say not the first snap, the fifth snap. So do you do it before he goes on the field or the fifth snap, Afrim?
Yeah, when he at the end of the game when he's shaking hands with the head coach after we beat them, then you can do whatever you want. Okay, because
Hazel Sports, my guy.
Yeah, because to me that game, you come out hard as possible and you send a statement to the rest of the league.
100%. I think, to me, I love that that's the first game because the Jets will be on full attention throughout training camp. They know week one, primetime spot against one of the best teams in football, that you can't come out and you can't half-ass that. You'll get literally embarrassed. So you want to set your own tone, like, you know what, we're for real. There is hype around us, but we can match that hype and show you what we can do on the road, hostile environment. Dude, I think it's almost a good thing, to be honest with you. And it's
Absolutely.
like both teams you're not going to get your best 49er team, obviously, because they're coming off,
And with the Giants being on Hard Knocks, all the media will shift towards that to see if anything happens. So very little on us, which is good. This way the team can focus on what they need to do.
Yeah, I think it's a great challenge for the Jets that has them ridiculously amped up knowing what's at hand. Like they were playing the Patriots week one, like, we're not so worried about it. Like you don't want to get smacked around the first game of the season. You don't. No. So
you come out and you lay the wood and you make a statement.
100%.
And you tell the rest of the league, there's no joke.
Now, the Hassan Reddick trade, they lost Huff. They replaced him with Hassan Reddick, who I like a lot. I think I've liked him for 5 years now at this point. I think every offseason I want him to come to the Jets somehow or some way. He's here, which is great, but he wants a new contract. And I'm curious, when they traded for him, are they saying, you know what, with the assumption they're going to get a deal done with him? Or are they trading for him saying, let's see what you do in this defense and we'll deal with you after the season?
I would do the latter. I think
really?
I think the way he does things, I think the latter. He'd hold off, maybe mid-season. I don't know. Depends on how is he the type to, I don't know what his previous is. He the type to do a contract in mid-season, or he wanted something done before? Or is he the type to wait after the season and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing? No. What is he? 31? 29? Is he 29?
I forget how old he is.
I think he may be 29. Armand, you always good with that.
Give us Hassan Reddick's age. But, I mean, that's interesting, though, because if you let him play this year, because with the Eagles, that was the big thing. He wanted a new deal.
Right.
They traded him here. I'm wondering what kind of assurances the Jets gave him. Or they're saying, just play it out this year. Hassan Reddick, how old he is, Armand. But that's kind of risky, man. But also, it's like, what's his cap hit? If you give him a new deal, can you kind of buy yourself more space this year and next year? Can you kind of work it out where you're giving yourself more wiggle room?
What do you give him? 3 years?
He's 29 years old.
Then you give him 3 years with an out and 2.
Right.
The typical JD contract. You give it low early, and then space it out towards the larger amount towards the years, because now you're 52 in dead money. You get that all back next year.
But next year they have like what, $80 or $90 million in cap space, but you also have
now they got 60.
Yeah. So right now, you're going to want to take care of guys. But Reddick's the interesting one, though, because if he has a great year for the Jets and you don't get him locked up, he's going to become a free agent again. And then it's like, all right, back to the biggest suitor where pass rushers get paid. Or do you say, keep him here this year, let Jermaine Johnson learn from him, let Will McDonald learn from him, and then, you know what, if he leaves, he leaves. Hopefully these young guys take that next big step. I'd rather keep him I like the 2-year window of Rodgers. If we assume Rodgers is going to be here 2 years, try to keep Reddick here 2 years. Kind of keep those same path.
Well, yeah, that's that you offer him the 3 years, right? With the 2 out. This way he says, because you become at that age. He'll be 30, 32 at that point.
Yep.
And McDonald will be 2 years in experience. 3 years in experience with experience, so he can come right in. I don't know if he bulked up or not. Did anyone see him at all? Because I know he was training with Johnson. I hope he bulked up. He should be bulking up.
Oh, Will McDonald?
Yeah.
I mean,
a little bit, just enough, but he's got the speed.
You want it, but see, that's the thing. It's a fine line with that, though. So you want to bulk up and get the strength, but not give up that elusiveness and that quick explosive nature that
you got to come to that happy medium.
Right. Yeah. And that's why, to me, I'm glad they made the move, because I didn't want to see, without Reddick, there was going to be so much pressure on Will McDonald to perform and get 8-10 sacks, where it's like, all right, he's going to be pressing. And now it's like he could still find his way, but at some point you got to play like the pick that you are and contribute in a big way.
And Reddick will give you more downs.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
He's a hell of a player, man.
Yeah. The only thing is he's not his run. He's not that good with the run. Let's put it that way. But he has a motor.
Yeah, I'm not going to London. I am not going to go to the home opener, but the ticket prices are just wild right now.
Amazing, isn't it?
Oh my God. Like, I got the email today, like, oh, Ticketmaster, Jets home opener's on sale. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, how much could it be? I think I spent $200 a seat last year for an home opener. It was like $325. I'm like, fuck, what? Like, there's no way. I'm like, that's just like, that's ridiculous.
It's a Monday night. It would be nice if it was a Sunday or a Saturday.
It's a Thursday
party,
night.
Yeah. Or the Thursday night. But I'm saying even the home opener.
Yeah.
Like do it at, meet up with people at a bar for the home opener.
Yep.
The same atmosphere. It's even better. It's cheaper for sure. But
the hotel is in downtown Nashville. If you want to be, I guess, like it's Broadway, buy all the action and walking distance to the stadium. The ones I've seen, if you want, just not like if you want to try to avoid like fleas and bed bugs and stuff, it's like $400 a night, which is just like
for the Titans.
Yeah, for the home opener, for the season opener, or no, I mean, I'm sorry, it's week 2.
Yeah, and don't bother going to San Fran. Forget about the airfare. Just the accommodations is going to be.
The next one, we'll go to the corners next, where it's like, do you guys think we're capable of keeping Sauce and DJ Reed? That DJ Reed's a guy that I'd like to extend. I'd like to keep another couple years here. Everybody likes Michael Carter. We like Brendan Eccles, but that's kind of the strength of your defense, man. Like, he's probably got another good couple years in him, right? Like,
yeah. But is the money there? I don't know what is he going to command. That's my concern.
I mean, he figures he loves it here again, but that's like, but see, like, to me, it's a similar with like Reddick. Keep him here for the Aaron Rodgers window. Get him in here another year. Like, keep everybody around, and then get that option out. But at least find ways to create more cap space if you want to go out and make a play at the trade deadline.
You'd like to keep your core,
100%.
So you can't just keep bringing guys in. You got 2 great corners. Why change it? Why change, especially in 2 years? I'm sure there's a way to work around it if they want to,
But I'd get a deal done with him. I'd definitely keep Reed. I mean, that's just, you have, like, they get along great with Sauce. They go away from Sauce. He holds his own. Right. Why go away from that? Another couple of years and keep this 2-year window where we get the best we can with Aaron Rodgers. Because once he's gone, it's kind of probably be a rebuild at that point.
Yeah, unless somebody's available at that point.
Yep.
Where Woody's gonna be enamored with.
Yep. Now you go
seats.
You got defensive line. We feel comfortable. The corners you feel comfortable. Safety is interesting because Tony Adams is coming on, definitely becoming a legitimate playmaker. Chuck Clark, we all liked last year, kind of a hybrid guy, can play linebacker, but he's coming off a major injury. Ashton Davis is there. Then you're like, and there's like prominent safeties out there that are still not like free agents that are like pretty pricey guys, like Pro Bowl talented guys. Do you think the Jets go through OTAs, maybe mandatory minicamp to assess what they have, and maybe then go get a Justin Simmons?
Have they? I don't think they value the safety as much as they value the corners.
That could be true too.
Because
it's like a legitimate upgrade, dude. Like, there's like,
it's a major upgrade,
and it's not pricey. I mean, it's just they're not going to break the bank because the market's diminished for them. It seems like they're not. I don't think anybody's going to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's up to is he going to sit and wait and see what happens in training camp and see if someone gets hurt, and then his value will be there for what he wants, or just going to say, hey, let me go to a team do I know I can start because
Yep.
I'm probably better than the talent. But,
And this is another one. Marcus May's another guy. Dude, he's not going to make a lot of money either. Why not bring him in?
at least to compete.
Why not?
Yeah. The more you bring in, the more you see how well they play. I mean, the competition, what makes these guys better.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
so, and then you had the linebackers where Quincy Williams is absolutely becoming he was an all-pro linebacker playing at a high level. CJ Mosley still very good. Even if he loses a little bit of a step, you're still comfortable with him this year. You have Sherwood behind him. They have Zaire Barnes, they have other guys, they have Chaz Surratt.
Yeah.
I think that, like the linebacker group, I think pretty much you feel okay with, right?
Yeah, because listen, he's very smart. So even as he's getting older in his age, he's a very smart player, and everyone thinks, oh, he's too old, and he leads the team in tackles all the time. So
Yep.
Maybe he's got another year left. Who knows? But
He took less money too to stay
he
here.
takes less money. Yeah, he's happy there. Why go? Why go anywhere else?
He did, dude. He deserved he deserves a Jet playoff appearance just for what all he's dealt with just being here, all the bullshit and the bad quarterbacks, and the bad offense, and facing the media when your defense gets up 10 points and loses. Like, you know what I mean? Like he deserves it more than anybody, I think, at this point, other than Jet fans.
He could have left. He could have left a long time ago.
100%.
Okay, he could have left, but he stayed. He stayed in the and you can see how Quincy developed. I have to attribute some of that to him.
Yep.
So, that's what veteran leadership helps the rookies.
Yep.
So that's why it would be smart to try to get somebody in the running back, a veteran, at least help these younger guys. But you got to find someone who's willing to. You need a Josh McCown type of attitude.
Yes.
You're coming in.
Yep.
Right. You're coming in for one reason, and it's to help these young guys, and you'll get some reps. But and it'll save your legs too. You don't have to get pounded and go through that beating. Yep. You can make a difference on a play. You can win a game on a play. But you come with the attitude to help these young guys. And then it all depends. Also, if you're the type of guy, you're in your latter years and you want to get into coaching, that's a good way to start it too.
Yep. Now, the Jets defense as a whole, I like the acquisition of Reddick. I hate the loss of Huff. I hate the loss of John Franklin Myers. People kind of write that off. I don't like it. The run defense to me is a concern, but I think they'll still be just as good or maybe better than last year because the offense will be complementary this year. The offense will give them leads. The offense will be on the field longer. They're not going to have that same requirement to only give up like 11 points a week to win games. So do you think the defense can actually be better than last year based on the situation you're going to be in with not being required to do so much?
I think that they'll be at least the same. If we can get Kinlaw to play as a number one draft pick, which he was, let's see what Saleh could bring out of him. And we listen, if he can get the run game, run block established, then you pretty much now elevated it to the top three.
Yeah, and Reddick. What you like to see out of this defense is playing with a lead, like a 10-point lead going to the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they can just attack Jermaine Johnson, McDonald, Reddick, and just pin your ears back and just start getting all kinds of turnovers. That's what's kind of missing is they got to play so precise and so like on point and not take chances because they're always trying to keep the team in the game. Where it could be opposite in this year where it's like they can do a lot more and actually become like a true force with Rodgers running the show on offense.
Yeah. My biggest concern is how do they defend against guys who get the ball out quick, like Tua.
Yeah.
That's the big one. That's the one I worry about because you get the bend but don't break mentality, but you're getting, they're still getting close to that end zone. There's no guarantee that they're going to settle for a field goal either,
Yep.
So that's my biggest concern. How does he change up a little bit on the defense to handle something like that? For me, I would drop back.
Yep.
And cover that.
Well, yeah, they take advantage of the speed. Like they take advantage of Mosley in coverage. That's why I'm hoping Chuck Clark. They get kind of creative with how they use their safeties, kind of working these guys in. That's why, Ashton Davis and guys like that. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, no, that's I think the biggest change that they need to work on, and besides the run is the quick passing, the short routes. because they got beat quite a bit on that.
Yeah, the Justin Jefferson is complete nonsense. The Vikings owner is there too, man. Like, to me, it makes no sense. Justin Jefferson makes no sense. Love the player, the fit, the money, everything else. I don't see it happening. Okay, Afrim, we went through the offense. We went through the defense. We have special teams. You brought back Zerline. We have our kicker. Morstead was great. Is this the best Jets roster since when? Is it going back to
for me?
Yeah.
Since 1982.
Get the fuck out of here. You're out of your mind.
For me.
Better than a 98 team?
Yeah. I like that. They had.
You gotta be kidding me. With Curtis Martin, Kevin Mawai, Keyshawn Corbett as the Verdi.
I had Free McNeil. I had,
You've got to be kidding me.
That's my opinion.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. I grew up with that. I love that.
You think this is since 1982?
They're close. They're close.
All right. So if you're
all
saying
all homegrown too.
All right. So is this the best roster in the AFC East? Overall roster from top to bottom.
Close to it, I would say. Paper-wise, I would say yes.
I think it is too.
Paper-wise,
I think it is too.
Yes.
And it's now we're saying this based on assuming health. These guys are staying healthy and they're playing at what their card says, their resume says. Like Aaron Rodgers to me doesn't have to be the best quarterback in football. If he's between 8 and 12, that is more than enough to us win 10, 11 games. Yeah. Tyron Smith, assuming he plays 12 games, Mike Williams plays 13 games, all of that. And you look at all the talent with Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams. I think like the Dolphins have position groups that we're like, all right, their wide receivers are better than ours. The running back room, definitely. They got crazy amount of speed and better talent. But Aaron Rodgers is much better than Tua, right? I think the offensive line is better. So, like, I think the Bills have different things that are better than ours. But overall, the comprehensive roster itself, I think you can make an argument that Jets may have the best in the AFC East.
Yeah, and it's like you said, barring injuries at that. But other teams have injuries as well.
Yep.
Tomorrow, let's take Miami. Waddle gets injured every year.
Yep.
Not for the whole season, but he'll miss 4 or 5 games. It hurts them.
Yep.
And imagine if what's his name gets hurt at the same time, then they're screwed.
Yeah.
So we're not the only ones that get injuries. Let's
ours get exacerbated because they're always the biggest, most important player on the team.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so, but other teams get injuries and just as much as we do. So
all right,
basically stay healthy.
So you said this is the best team since 1982.
For me.
You've said no, but these are your words, not mine.
Yeah.
And you've now told me that this is the best roster in the AFC East. Then the Jets have to. The floor is winning the AFC East. They've got to make a legitimate run to win the AFC East this year. They have to.
Absolutely.
But how many wins get you to that? Like 11 or
14.
14 to win the division?
You said the East, AFC. Oh, AFC East. I'm thinking AFC Conference.
Yep.
I would say 12. I'm thinking 12. But considering, let's take a look. Patriots, I don't see them doing it. They have nobody.
You got to sweep them.
You got to sweep them.
Must. Yep.
If I'm looking at us taking the division, Miami second, Buffalo third, and then.
Whoa! Afrim with the hot take.
Yeah,
Buffalo in third place.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think they've lost too much, and I don't think they have the. You can't. People are gonna key in on Allen running because he's got no one to throw to right now. Or maybe a rookie.
Keon
don't
Coleman.
Expect. He's still a rookie.
They got to
be honest.
Tight ends too, though.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens.
Oof, that's a hot take. Now, that's an interesting take because I have more faith in Josh Allen carrying his team than I do in Tua after the hot start. Like the Miami offense comes out firing on all cylinders, and then they get figured out like halfway through the season, and towards the end they kind of tail out a little bit and they struggle. I have more faith in Josh Allen carrying his team and finding ways to win than I do in Tua finding ways for his team to win.
Well, yeah, that was the case when he had Stephon Diggs and
but hold on. But I can make an argument that having Diggs at some point was holding him back, where he felt obligated that he had to throw the ball to him 12 times a game. Where once they changed coordinators, they actually changed the offense up. He ran more, spread it out more. They had more success. So,
but you still had to respect Diggs.
That's fair.
Okay.
Well, they got Curtis Samuel's not terrible.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like I guess I have a lot of respect for Josh Allen, where I think the Dolphins, at home they're tough. They have the speed and stuff. I think you could smack two around a little bit.
But you got to get to him. That's why he releases the ball fast. That's my biggest concern is shutting down his short passing game.
Yep.
If you do that, then he's done, in my opinion, because he can't do anything else. Because if he's going to hold on to the ball to try to get it deep, he's going to get clobbered.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a hot take. This is Afrim. This is why I brought you on, man. I'm like, you know what? Slowly but surely, when you get comfortable, you're gonna fire out a hot take. And there it is.
Is it that, or you couldn't get anybody else at that point?
No, not at all. Now, what is to me the AFC East? Your goal is go 4-2, right? You figure sweep the Patriots, split with the Bills, split with the Dolphins. Is that what you're thinking?
Split with the Dolphins. I think we take both from Buffalo.
You are just down on Buffalo.
Yeah, I am. I don't think they can recover that quickly. We beat them with nobody.
With Zach Wilson.
Exactly. And they had a lot more better players then. And now they've lost quite a bit. And so, if you can throw rookies in there, they better be able to you got a much better offensive line.
Yep. You
can move the ball. I mean, you can run the ball, you can move the ball, you can throw the ball, you control the clock.
It's fair.
All
right, so you have, just to recap what you're telling me here, I just want to make sure I get this all in place.
Yeah, you want to write it down?
This is the best team since 1982.
For me, yes.
These are your words, not mine. Because when people listen to this, I'm making sure this is what Afrim said, because I don't want the Buffalo Bills fans attacking me.
Yeah.
So the best team since 1982. The best roster in the AFC East. So where do they rank in the AFC as a whole?
I have to go with they're up on the right next to
top 5.
Top 3.
Oof, really?
Yeah, you have to.
Oof, coming out with some heat.
You got to give it to the Chiefs, one, because they're the Super Bowl champs.
Yep.
Okay. Who's next?
I mean, you got to respect. I mean, Baltimore's going to be good. Baltimore's always good.
And they choked again. So
true. Where else?
Yeah. You paid $55 million to the guy. He didn't throw the ball.
The Bills. I mean, the Bills you have concerns with. I mean, the AFC North is just loaded. I like the Bengals a lot. Joe Burrow's going to be back. I like him a lot. They lost Tyler Boyd. They lost some pieces there. I mean, Steelers, I think, Steelers are going to be much improved too, I think. I'm not sure about Russell Wilson, but I like the way the Steelers play football. I don't know. That's interesting. So you're going to say they're top 3 in the AFC.
Yeah. With that roster, yeah. With that talent. Yeah, we're talking, you got a Pro Bowl tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got a superstar, basically superstar in Hall. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback, right?
Superstar in Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, superstar in Garrett Wilson. Yeah, so
Sauce.
Yeah. There's key fact. You've got Mosley, a great captain in the defense, smart.
Then it's funny because we talked like this last year, where like we thought the team was going to be one of the best in football last year with Aaron Rodgers year 1, all these things, and this roster is arguably better than they were last year.
The offensive line for sure.
Yeah, but the problem is I think the AFC as a whole is also better too, where it's like the AFC is just stacked, where it's really interesting. Let's see what we got. Great to finally be back talking Jets football. Can't wait for the season start. Thank you, Brian. We appreciate it, man.
How many teams we talked about that was going to be? We thought the AFC West was going to be the toughest division.
True.
It didn't pan out.
Well, you also have like a team like the Houston Texans that are coming on too, where they're loaded. Yeah, CJ Stroud year 2, that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting because let's see. teams how they scheme now defensively against him.
Yep.
That's what the sophomore jinx sometimes, because now you play him differently.
Yep.
We played him well.
Okay, so what if you had to have your biggest question for the Jets going into training camp, like your biggest concern going to training camp? What is it?
My biggest concern is Williams. I want that wide receiver group to be solid. I need his. We all wanted. I was the first one to say wanted Brock Bowers. I needed weapons for Rodgers. They didn't go after. They were going after a weapon. They didn't get him, so they got the next best thing, which you can't complain about. But there's a reason why they were going after Dunze.
Yep.
They need weapons for this guy because he can throw the shit out of the ball. All right.
Yep. I agree.
So let's hope Williams stays healthy, gets ready for the season, and makes a big difference.
Now, do you see?
But that's every year, Matt. That's every year, no matter how. There's no guarantees.
To me, it's like I'm assuming that a motivated Aaron Rodgers, who is ridiculously he's going to want to go on a redemption tour of all tours and just prove everybody I'm back off my Achilles. I'm better than ever with goals of winning an MVP. I have a lot of faith in him. I guess my concern is just like a couple people in the chat are saying, just the play calling and the offensive line play. Like, my concern is keep them all healthy and just get them all on the same page by week one. Like, and have the ability to make adjustments. Like we saw when Dwayne Brown was struggling, they gave him no friggin' help. Like I worry about that, where while you have all these guys trying to learn each other, Smith and Simpson are new, AVT back from injury, Tippmann getting sent in at center, get everybody on the same page of communication. Morgan Moses back. Like that's my fear is while they're figuring it out, Aaron Rodgers getting his ass beat and they lose games they can't lose. You know what I mean? That's like the first, like I said earlier, you want to go like 8-3, 7-4 by the bye. Don't lose some stupid games over just incompetence.
Yeah, no, you want the front line, you want the offensive line to gel. No more mistakes, no more Lakeland Tomlinson letting guys through.
Yep.
Other guys compensating for they need to be a cohesive unit, just like any offensive line. So, I mean, that's a big concern for me. But I think they'll do well. We still got 7 wins with Happy Feet, and Rodgers makes a big difference. Actually makes a tremendous difference. So
now, do you think, based on how this offseason's played out as of today, May 20th, do you think Joe Douglas has done enough to keep his job? Or do you feel like, you know what? He had holes, legitimate holes that he created. Let's not these holes. The dead cap problem is his. He created all this.
Yeah.
But he found a way to offset it with signings that everybody seems to universally like. Tyron Smith, Mike Williams, getting Reddick. Do you think he's done enough to keep his job as of today, where it's like he's worth keeping long term?
To me, yes. Listen, you could only bring in guys.
Right.
You can't do nothing about injuries and this. He has that, and you. The only thing is, the coach is under his. He brought in the coach.
Yep.
Now, to be fair, I know no one likes Saleh, but let's see what he does with a competent quarterback.
Well, that's been Saleh's only excuse he has left now. It's like, well,
exactly.
I don't have a quarterback.
Now let's see. He has no excuses now. You have a solid quarterback. If he stays healthy and this and that, and they're winning, listen, Zach Taylor was ready to be fired before they drafted Joe Burrow. They thought he was a horrible coach. Now all of a sudden he's a genius offensive coordinator. You're only as good as the players you have. Yeah,
but that's true. Now, my question though is, I'm not the biggest Saleh fan. I think everybody at this point knows that.
No, listen, and there's reason for that.
But the thing is, I don't like how this team doesn't show up in big games. We can go back to the Jaguar game Thursday night, complete disaster. The game out in Seattle, all these different things. Now, do you have any concerns about this team learning how to win? Where last year they won some games, 7 games, whatever else. They beat the Eagles, surprised everybody. They won games when the season was over, it meant absolutely jack shit. Are you worried about this team needing to learn how to win that big game in a big spot with the playoffs on the line or the AFC East on the line?
Well, I think your quarterback does that for you.
That's fair.
I think he brings it out. He won't let them fall.
Okay. That's a good question.
He'll get in their face. You've seen it.
He may have to.
Yeah, no, he will. You could see that he doesn't. If he's already telling you, if what's his name, Cobb already told you, if you don't catch the ball, you're never going to see that ball.
Yep.
So he's going to go to you, and make sure you play. You don't want to lose your spot because of him.
Yep.
So
Tyson, when the new hoodies coming out, dude, we're going to friggin' summertime, man. But hoodie, I'll be melting.
Hoodies with sleeves, sleeveless hoodies, baby.
Yeah, the Salah thing is interesting, man, because he's got a lot to prove. And the one comment here, it just
he's got a hell of a lot to prove.
Ryan says, I never got the impression that Salah is involved with the offense much, if at all, and that's my biggest issue with him. That's my issue too. And that was interesting where the Jets were looking to bring in like a offensive consultant to work with Hackett. And to me, who would want that job? First of all, it's like, what do you need? Like 13 chefs in the kitchen. You don't need another chef. If Hackett's the problem, you should fire his ass instead of trying to give him a voice in the room. But that's the role Salah should have. And the problem is he's never developed an NFL offense on his own. Like he doesn't know. Like Hackett can give him like 14 marbles. Here's our offense. Looks good to me. Let's roll with it. That's a concern. And then when you would see him last year when they didn't make adjustments, when my drunk ass would be like, why isn't Dwayne Brown getting help? Why aren't we doing this? Why is Breece Hall not doing this? If he can't make those adjustments real time on the fly, that's a problem. But I guess in your world or now our world now, it's like Aaron Rodgers will help him. Like, listen, he can go to sideline, like where Zach Wilson probably wouldn't do it. Aaron Rodgers would be like, listen, give this guy some fucking help here. He's dying.
And that's what they're going to rely on because he's, like you said, he relied too much on his buddy there. That's with the Rams now.
Yep.
To handle that part of it. And quite frankly, he was doing the job, except but he became a scapegoat because guys were open. Wilson just wouldn't didn't pick it up. He's got to stop relying. If you're going to be a CEO, you have to know every aspect of every position. You got to be involved in everything.
There's no excuses this year. There's literally no, like, I don't want, like, if anything, this is exactly it. He said himself, I need to take more control as a head coach. The 1,000% hold everybody accountable and save me the excuses now, because you've got to self-scout the entire offseason, like where you went wrong last year in a year that you should have made the playoffs. They should have, and he didn't. So now it's like your coaching career's on the line with the Jets. You've got to do more and figure it out. If you're not going to hire a senior coordinator, where the fuck that is in these day and age,
right?
You've got to be better. You've got to be more involved and know what the hell's going on.
Well, the fact that they're looking for a senior offensive director kind of tells you, you need help. You can't be loyal to guys because they got a job to do.
Yep.
And if they're not doing their job, goodbye. You got to be able to get rid of guys that are not doing their job.
Yep. No, I mean, I understand why they had to keep Hackett. That's the reason why Rodgers came here. Yeah. That's his best friend. He can translate the offense to whoever else is here and figure it all out. But if you had to bring in somebody else, I mean, that's a pretty telling statement. And I think, to be honest, there's probably times Rodgers last year on the sideline watching was like, what in the hell is this play call and why are we doing it? Like,
absolutely,
probably like, dude, we can't run that play.
Yeah, I'm sure he's practicing his offensive coordinating, calling the line. Hey, there was a time where the quarterback made all the calls.
Yep.
From the line. I mean, Vinny did it in 98 for the most part.
Yeah, not 1982. The 1998 team was a better team, but
That's fine. I'm not going to argue. They were a very good team.
Come on, man, argue with me.
I'm not an argue type. I respect anyone's take, but I'm still going to go with my take. But then again, that's because I grew up with that team and I saw what kind of talent they had, and all homegrown. But that's a different story. We'll go.
So you have the biggest concern is, you have the play calling, could be offensive line, could be like that. What gives you the most confidence going into this year? We're like, you know what? Like I've been at conscious the last couple of weeks. I wear Jet stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, bro, like, how are you confident?" Like, I'm confident, and I'll tell you why I'm confident. I'll give you a bunch of reasons. What gives you the confidence to say, you know what, this team should win the AFC East and is a top 3 team in the NFL, in the AFC?
The defense 1, Rodgers 2, and the improvement on the offensive line.
Fair enough.
So there's nothing more you can go. Nothing's really majorly changed as far as just, We do have to, do something about the wide receiver group.
Yep.
But you got your running back. You got another guy that, if you coach him right, he could be a brawler. He can pound that front line, get that, first down. What is he, 6'1", 235?
Yep.
Tough guy to bring down, let me tell you that. Tough guy to bring down.
You are not kidding.
Yeah, and then you got if Corley, who's also a short guy, but he's got a lot of weight on him.
Yep.
You got to go all in. You got to go all in. You can't can't be conservative. You got to treat these teams like crap.
Yep.
You walk in with no respect.
I agree.
And step on their throats. Bottom line.
Now, do you think I'm kind of thinking this, that the Hard Knocks experience last year and all the hype around them and them epically failing and not even making the playoffs, do you think that's grounded them and motivated them a little more? But like, all right, we got to start talking shit and acting like we're something. We've actually accomplished nothing, and now we've got to prove ourselves. Do you think that's kind of be their mantra in the locker room this year?
Yeah, I think they know.
Yeah, especially young guys.
Yeah, they think they know, and Rodgers knows too. Rodgers is going to be there. Hey, we didn't win nothing.
Yep.
We didn't win. Winning in the media doesn't do anything. You got to win games.
Yep.
Okay, you got to win games. And you got to believe in yourself.
Well, I also think that they realize if they don't have that big time year, that Salah could be gone, Rodgers could be gone, even Douglas could be gone. Like if they only win 8 games this year, they could blow this thing completely up at that point.
And that's the one thing I worry about, because we know who's going to make the decision for the next GM.
Oh.
I was thinking about this. Thank God that Christopher Johnson was running the team while Woody was in England, and we got somebody with football experience and not working in the front office, and we got JD. Because if it was Woody here, he'd be calling all the idiots that would probably want to screw the Jets and say, "Oh yeah, hire this guy. Yeah, he's awesome. He's fantastic," and we would have got this some loser. Well, I'm say loser. I don't want to call people loser, but some guy who was incompetent and then waste 5 years, waste 3 years or whatever, and we're and listen, like I brought this up in previous times. The reason that you have a GM who got you 2 number 1 picks for Adams, had some really good drafts, made some good moves in trades, and he doesn't bring in a competent backup quarterback. He relied on that. To me, you can't be this way and then all of a sudden a total stupid move.
Yep.
So to me, that was a Woody thing, not wanting to give more money to a quarterback. Okay. Penny wise, dollar foolish.
I agree.
Okay? And a lot of people argue me, he's a millionaire. There's a reason why he's a millionaire. He inherited a lot of it, and all his thing is to fill up seats.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like if you read between the lines of Connor Hughes, he's always saying, the Jets, the cap space isn't an issue. Joe Douglas has met his budget, the budget of how much money Woody Johnson wants to spend. That's the budget. Now, that was last year. Like the handling of Zach Wilson, to me, is a fireable offense and so many different levels. Yeah. But then you're like, all right, if Joe Douglas is competent and realizes that, they go out and get Tyrod Taylor. They had to know, like, Zach Wilson was done before last year. Yeah. The year before, in that Miami game when they were scared to play him, that was when he should have been gone. You're gone. We go get Aaron Rodgers, but you can't see the field. They admittedly want to give him a redshirt year. If you want to give him a redshirt year, guess what? He shouldn't be playing. You put somebody in between them. They didn't do that either. Yeah. That's fireable offense shit right there. Exactly. You know what I mean? But then the thing with Douglas is, you mentioned the good things, the draft picks, this and that. We also have $50 million in dead cap space. You have the Alan Lazard thing. You have a lot of draft picks that didn't work out. Zach Wilson, Mekhi Becton. So this is good and bad, but I think when you look at the roster now, it's constructed. You're like, he's got enough young talent to say, you know what? He's done a really good job. It's just we're overly critical because we haven't made a playoffs in 30,000 years.
And you don't know how much meddling Woody gets involved and prevents him from doing what he really wants to do.
He does a lot.
Yeah, so
he does.
I know. But I mean, you got guys that say, "Oh, he sucks," this and that. Well, guess what? You can put any GM, you can put the best GM on the Jets, and I guarantee you Woody will meddle and make him look like a fool.
Especially when it comes to selling tickets and making headlines.
All right.
So
Afrim, yes, sir.
I just spent an hour and 10 minutes asking you questions. Do you have any questions for me, man?
Wow, time flew.
See, this is
no. I appreciate you bringing me on. I thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no questions.
You didn't have listen.
The meaning of life.
The meaning of life is enjoy it, and do whatever you want in life. You'll enjoy it. You don't have like they say, you got 75 years. If you're lucky, enjoy every day you have, and be happy in what you do. Don't get angry.
What?
Yeah, don't get it. There's no reason.
Don't get angry. That made you saying that made me angry.
But you get angry for every little thing. So there's nothing I can do for you. I think going to these concerts and blowing your eardrums out makes you an angry person. But
so if you guys have any questions for Afrim, who's a very special guest, special guest, any questions? So ask him now. So Tyson, why weren't you guys part of Flight 24? Did they not? No, they hate me, dude. I am so. Do you realize the shit we do on this channel, Trevor? They literally hate me. They do.
I don't see invitations coming anytime soon.
We literally we had a Robert Saleh doll call in. We've been ripped. We had the gay stays. Like we've been so bad. We are so
especially when you put the horse's head on Kevin. Yeah, that didn't. I don't think that would have went off well.
Yeah, no, the Jets absolutely hate me. It's not even a question. We didn't break up. He's still around. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Look at this, Afrim.
Thank you, Heather.
See? We will start doing call-in shows again soon. We haven't done a call-in show in a while. Yes, I'm doing those again.
Yeah, when the training camp comes, there'll be a lot more videos.
Here you go. What game has pissed off Afrim the most?
That's a good. I'm trying to remember which one.
Take your time.
I don't know. There's some. I'm to be honest, I can't recall which one bothered me the most. I mean, when we lose, I get mad, but I would say Denver game. But we came back and won that. I didn't like that first half, but then losing to the Patriots always bothers me. So
there's so many games. I mean, many games.
There's so many to choose from.
My God! It's like it's like a conversation you have in a bar with Jet fans. What game pissed you off? You sit for an hour and a half pounding beer. Some of the games that annoy you.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Can we get a 2020-24 You're the Jets iconic quote, please?
Yeah, I don't know. You want me to say 2024 Year of the Jets? Every year is the Jets for me. But yeah, 2024 is the way to go.
Okay, what's your record prediction?
I'm gonna go unusual, 14-3.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got the record prediction 14-3. Legend is doing well. Legend is already ready for Memorial Day weekend. He's drinking a tremendous amount of Casamigos, which is expensive, so his habits are very expensive. But he's doing well. He'll be returning soon too. He's got the new logo he's got too. He's doing well. Uh-oh. Now, before you answer this question, the question is your favorite Muppet. They asked Ian this, and Ian didn't think, and he answered right away. Now, you got to keep in mind, we have several Muppets. Big Bird's not in here right now, but he's one of them. Yeah. That be careful how you answer this one.
Grouch.
You like Oscar?
Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, here comes Elmo. You just pissed him off.
It's okay. He'll get over
it. What personnel decision pissed you off the most?
Me? The quarterback thing.
Me too.
The quarterback thing. The fact that I kept thinking about it. Why would they not get somebody? Why would they? Because they were paying the kid $11 million, and he wasn't going to give any more money. But yet you gave $7 million to Cook.
Yep.
Okay, that money could have went to a competent quarterback. You could have been in the game. There
you go. How did Afrim become a Jets fan?
So I'm going to be honest with you. I started watching football as a teenager. I didn't, I come from an immigrant family. They didn't know anything about football. We came to this country, soccer, not even soccer. So I watched it. I was watching the Giants. I was liking the Giants, but they were so effing boring. I couldn't watch them anymore. And then I started seeing Matt Robinson throwing bombs to Wesley Walker at another channel. And then from there, from 78 on, I love the Jets. Plus, they were underdogs, and I always liked the underdog.
Favorite Jets head coach?
I am going to say it's going to be between Parcells and Walt Michaels.
Okay, it didn't say favorite coaches. Who's your favorite?
I'm going to put it even. I just
no even. What is this?
All right. Walt Michaels.
All right, say it. Just make this easier.
Right.
Your favorite player of all time?
Klecko without a doubt.
That's fair. See now, this is where
ask away, Elmo.
This is where it goes south, right here.
That's okay.
You have a happy Oscar and an angry Elmo.
Elmo's does. What game are you most excited to see this season? If you have to pick, I want to see the 49er game. I want to see that first game.
Yeah, I mean. I just want to see Aaron Rodgers play a full game this year. Like that.
Yeah, that too. But I'm anticipating that. But I want to see. I don't want to go up against a weak team. I want to come out guns blazing and send a message.
Yeah,
that we weren't a fluke last year.
Yeah, I mean this what can be most excited to see? I think obviously the 49er game. To me, it's like that home opener against the Patriots. I want to drop 50 on them. Like, seriously, I want to just go in there and just destroy them, get rid of the streak, get rid of all, I know they won last year, but, just end this whole nonsense. Like, put your statement at home. Aaron Rodgers playing well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's just
beat them down.
Like, but big time. Like, start like flexing your muscles. Like, we are an elite team, and when you play bad teams, you whoop their ass. That's who's the best player you guys have ever seen in practice?
Talking practice?
Practice. I mean, I used to go to Hofstra. I've been to a lot of practices. Revis was something else, man. His intensity in practice was, next level.
Corbett would be one of them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Corbett. Yeah, I mean, Keyshawn Johnson. I mean, there was some going back to the 90s years with Parcells teams. They had some really good players, man.
Well, he brought in a lot of guys too.
Yep. My dream is the Jets have to move back to Queens, build a new stadium, and call it the Hangar.
Listen, I would love that, but as long as this guy owns it, the team, he ain't spending a dime for another stadium.
Nope.
Okay? And that's the sad part.
Afrim, how perplexed were you when Gase was acknowledged as the head coach? I was out of my mind.
Same here. But what pissed me off the most was they waited and they had to settle for this guy who was nothing.
Yep.
If he's still looking for a head coaching job where everybody else was taken, what does that tell you?
Yep. That's true.
Okay.
No, I'll never forget those days. I was out of my mind. And then you watch the press conference and his eyes going over the fucking plays. And you're like, what it's like a crackhead. Like, this is terrible.
That's when you want to take a ride to where Peyton lives and punch him in the face. I will hit him in the head with the phone. Don't talk to my people anymore. This
is actually a good point too, Steve. I was there for Favre's first week, and I've never seen a quarterback throw the ball that hard in my entire life. I remember Jerko Cotry had the print in his hands, the tip of the ball in his hands from catching the ball. That Favre was. I didn't go to practice last year at Rodgers. Favre was incredible. The way he hit the velocity and this is going Vinny Testaverde had a really strong arm. Favre was. That shit was crazy.
That bothered me. We found out later that his shoulder. He didn't tell anyone his shoulder was bothering him.
Yeah,
we were doing so well.
They were standing. That team was dangerous.
Good. Yes, we had some good players there too. But
Afrim, do you think we get a home playoff game this year?
Oh yeah, if we win the division, yeah, of course.
Are you ready to see the Rangers losing 7 to the Panthers?
You said the same thing about the Carolina. You'll warm your heart. Your heart's gonna be cold for a while. I'm gonna tell you that.
All right. Papa Afrim, Oscar now embracing you because now you guys are best friends.
Yeah.
Who, in your opinion, on our current roster embodies being a New York Jet the most? C.J. Mosley.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Embodies being a New York Jets the most. Quincy Williams.
You could say I like Mosley because he keeps staying here. He wants to be part of this team.
That's true too.
His desire. You know, it's hard because we can't with the cap and contracts. We can't keep guys for the rest of our lives. Not that back in the days when it was 12-round drafts and these guys were staying with you forever. You know?
Sauce Quinnen's another good one. Favorite person you've met from the show? It's you, Armand. You're everybody's friend.
Yes.
Armand brought incredible sandwiches to the Metallica concert.
Yeah. Armand is my favorite. I watch it. He's good. He goes on other podcasts. He always provides tons of information. So it's enjoyable to watch him.
Garrett Wilson is the jettiest Jet on the current roster. He's a tenacious dude. Yeah. He is primed for a monster year. I hope that he gets the numbers he deserves because he's gonna start getting frustrated. Like, all right, I love being this. I'm here grinding through it. I'm not getting like the notoriety that I deserve, like Pro Bowls and all these accolades because they're just getting held back.
Yeah, and he comes from winning programs. Him and Sauce, they just this bothers them a lot, which is good. The desire to win is there, and hope other guys pick up on that. You can't accept losing.
Yep, I agree. I love his mindset.
Yeah.
Oof, man, is Sauce better than Revis? I know it's still early, but his first 2 years have been better in my opinion. Man,
let's see. It's hard to say because let's see how many. It took Revis a couple of years to get better. He worked on his game. Let's see if the consistency stays with Sauce.
Yep. And Sauce has also got to start increasing his turnovers, his interceptions as well, too. But that's a really good question. Revis, I mean, Sauce is great. Revis is one of the best I've ever seen. I mean,
Revis is very smart.
Yep. And it was a different NFL then, too. I mean, you're a lot more physical, he was literally on an island by himself getting challenged week in and week out. Rex is like, all right, there you go. But Sauce is well on his way, too.
And Revis went up with the best wide receivers out there.
Yeah, but then that 1 year, I forget what year it was. He should have been Defensive Player of the Year. He was elite. Like I've never seen a player like that ever. What he did that year.
He shut down Megatron. He shut down Ochocinco. He shut down from the Texans. What was his name?
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson. He was shutting everybody down. You couldn't throw there.
He was must see TV. Like you'd literally watch him, like you couldn't believe what he was doing, and they would challenge it. It was like we give up. So was it 2009? It was the 1 year he was just unworldly. Randy Moss, another one.
Yeah.
Yep. That year was incredible. So, all right, Afrim, we did almost an hour and a half.
Thank you.
How did you feel, man? Do you feel like you feel comfortable? Like
yeah. Listen, I was worried about my answers. You're more in depth with this than I am.
I'm not in depth. I don't know jack shit.
You know a lot than you want to say. I just like to give my opinion from what I see. I look at things from the outside looking
from a global perspective.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I make my decision based on what I see. My takes. Thank you, sad New York guy. Don't be sad.
You did well, man. So did this experience encourage you to do more of this, or you're like, you know what, you can exhale, like, I'm done with that shit?
No, if you want to bring me back on, I'd be more than happy to assist you. I love this channel.
Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Oscar, do you come in costume? How does someone apply for these interviews? Do you come in costume? Do I actually interview Oscar the Grouch, or is it the person behind Oscar the Grouch?
Thank you, Armand.
Look at you, all the new fans.
No, Armand. Same thing, Clancy.
Afrim, what song to send us off to sleep?
Send us off to sleep? Oh, there's a ton of songs.
When do the Rangers play? What, Wednesday? When do they play?
Wednesday, 8:00.
Oh, that's such a long break.
Yeah, because there's I think they anticipated if it was going to go 7, it would have been on Sunday, and then they were anticipating the Ranger with the Knicks maybe going, and then there's home. So because they didn't want to have the Knicks, the Rangers and the Knicks on the same day, although Sunday would have been.
Yeah.
Now,
what is your prediction for the Rangers series?
6 Rangers win.
Rangers in 6, huh?
Yeah.
They're winning the cup this year?
From what I see on the West, I want to see tonight is Vancouver. It would be interesting. Vancouver takes it all, and then we face Vancouver again like we did in '94. But watching Dallas, I saw Dallas the last game. Was it Game 6? Yeah, the last game. Let me tell you something. They're a fast team, very fast team, and they were fat. And because Colorado's is a fast team. He's a Pittsburgh Penguin fan. He's an Islander fan. What do you think they're gonna say? It doesn't bother me because I'm still watching my team.
Listen, anybody, usually in the offseason, I do all kinds of interviews and stuff. You guys want, just send us an email, man. talkjetsradio@gmail.com. I don't care. I'll talk to anybody. But Afrim's my guy. I've been wanting to do this for a while because Afrim's always talked about, well, you know what? I can maybe do something. You just did it. An hour and a half.
There you go.
See?
Well, you control the narrative, which is good.
You are now an official content creator.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're a content creator. Oh, yeah.
No, that ain't happening. No.
Put that shit right in your bio, man.
You have that. You got that down like no tomorrow.
Do you have a prized Jets possession?
Yes, I have Joe Klecko signed jersey here.
Oh, nice.
I have. Hold on, I got this as a birthday present. Which I didn't take out of the. I got this.
Oh, look at that! Was that Matt Snell and Namath?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's a
nice.
Super Bowl. It's a drawing. It's probably it's a Leroy Neiman.
Woof.
So
that's some nice stuff there.
Yeah, I didn't collect this, growing up because I didn't have any money to buy any of this shit. But a lot of it's Rangers stuff behind here. I got Panarin, I got Lundqvist. I've got the 1994 team up on the plaque there. I got to meet them.
Did you really?
Yeah, at the most of them because they had the strike at the end of that season.
Right.
So a friend of mine, his father was the maitre d' at the New York. There's a club there, men's club. They have like dinners there and all that.
Men's club.
It's for the New York Health Club they call it, but it's only men. They had a dinner for the Rangers.
Nice.
And they had the Stanley Cup there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I took a picture. My wife's cousin told me, just get up. We're going to go to a nice dinner. He didn't tell me what was going on. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, I'm going there. So I met Graves. I forget who else was there. There were about 5 or 6 Rangers, everything. I was hoping Messier, but because of the strike, a lot of guys didn't show up. But I did take a picture of the actual cup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice event. Plus, I had a steak, so that's even better.
Can't beat that.
So.
Robert, thank you, man. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, Afrim. Now it's officially an hour and a half. So
yes, thank you very much for everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, Tyson. You always do a great job. You know me. I'm here for you to help back in the And your Wi-Fi, your internet lasted. Yeah, it got better.
God knows what the hell happened there.
Who knows?
And everybody, if we don't do any videos, have a great holiday weekend too, man. Yes. Holiday Memorial Day coming up. Be careful out there. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Have a good night.